boarding requested. Do you want to board crew? Passengers bus is coming.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat. Somebody will assist you. After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities and the safety cards provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Passengers bus is coming.
We're ready to go when you are. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 261. Our flight time will be roughly 52 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Okay, I better take my place in the cockpit.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Luxor traffic, EgyptAir 261, we're pushing and started from parking number 6, Luxor traffic. Looks quiet.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
سيدتي وسادتي، نرجو الانتباه أثناء شرح وسائل وإجراءات الأمان الموجودة على الطائرة في حالة حدوث أي طارئ لا قدر الله. عند وقوع أي طارئ نرجو منكم التوجه إلى مقاعدكم والجلوس في وضع سليم والتأكد من ربط الأحزمة. وفي حالة انخفاض الضغط داخل الطائرة ستتدلى من الأعلى أقنعة الأكسجين. قوموا بسحبها ووضعها على وجوهكم لتتمكنوا من التنفس بصورة طبيعية. وفي حالة وجود دخان داخل الطائرة أثناء عملية الإخلاء ستضاء علامات في أرضية الطائرة ترشدكم إلى المخارج الرئيسية الموجودة هنا وهنا. أما في حالة الهبوط الطارئ يرجى منكم الجلوس في مقاعدكم وربط الأحزمة ووضع اليدين فوق الرأس مع الانحناء بين الركبتين. ونذكركم بضرورة إغلاق أي معدات كهربائية متاحة للاستخدام على الطائرة. هذه التعليمات متوفرة بلغات أخرى ومدعمة بالصور في الكتيب الموجود أمامكم. وشكرا لحسن انتباهكم أثناء استعراضنا لوسائل وإجراءات السلامة الموجودة على متن طائرة مصر للطيران.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? The operation of the following items is forbidden during takeoff, landing, and when the seatbelt sign is on. Cassette players, electronic games, portable computers, compact disc players, radio and TV receivers, portable video cameras, DVDs, VCDs, voice recorders, electric shavers, or similar battery-powered electrical and electronic equipment. The operation of the following items is forbidden during the entire flight. Radio transmitters, mobile phones, walkie-talkies, remote-controlled toys, wireless networking devices, or any equipment not mentioned transmitting electromagnetic waves.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
I think it's only one taxiway in this airport. It's Lima Alpha. Lima Alpha. Okay, we're good. Luxor traffic, EgyptAir 261, taxiing to holding point runway 02 via Lima and Alpha, Luxor traffic. Okay. it's Alpha. Not really, this one there to the right is actually Lima. We are in Lima too, I think. So this one is Lima, the next one is Alpha. Hey Dix, nice to see you. Long time no see, how are you doing, Dix? Quiet in Luxor today. My throttles are a little bit touchy. I'm barely touching it. So I have V2 is 143. I love the livery in this aircraft. Guys, we still didn't name any ship Horus in Elite Dangerous. Okay. Luxor traffic, EgyptAir 261, we're clear to take off runway 02. Correction 22. Oh. Now I'm a little bit confused here. It's supposed to be 02. I'm not kidding. That's supposed to be runway 02, but it's marked as 22. Yeah, you see, it is runway 02. It's not 22, but that was wrong. Anyways, we are clear to take off. Looking good. Check.
V1 rotate. Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Getting some wind here. Beautiful aircraft to fly manually. Autopilot. Just wanted to get a view of the Nile, that's why. Nice. Always feels weird to see Egypt from above because it's an African country in the middle of the desert, right? And then you have the Nile running through it, and you see the green on the side of the river, and then the rest is is yellow, just desert, which is very nice. Always nice to see how it looks. got the river, green, green, and then so it is 1 million kilometers, actually square kilometers of, you can see it's desert everywhere except across on the banks of the Nile, which is green. And we're actually living, or when I used to live in Egypt, on the banks of the Nile, and then nobody's living anywhere else, which is a little bit annoying, as you know, the people are increasing. It's an old country we're talking about. Estimated 7,000 to 10,000 a year, right? So can you imagine the population? It's reached 120 millions today, and we have been living in the same area for thousands of years. So it is actually a problem in Egypt, the population. We've been living in the same area, and the most dangerous thing is we started to build on the green area. You can see it actually in the simulator, not here, but when we get closer to Cairo. Like, look at these people here. They just started building in the middle of the green land, where it's the only place is green, if you put it this way, and they start just building houses and stuff. But I think the government is taking more actions to prevent the buildings in these areas. So, yeah. But it's just unique when you see it from above when I'm flying. Hello, good day, A to Z. Always when I see it from above and I see across the Nile, you see it green, and then the rest of the country is complete desert and nobody's living there. So imagine 120 million people living across the Nile. Yep, let's get back to the cockpit. Enough with history. Yeah, we need to... Actually, I'm deviating a lot from our route here. But we're getting views. It's very quiet. Not a lot of people flying. I only see a couple of aircrafts flying up in Cairo and Alexandria. And we have a lot of traffic passing from Europe to Asia and Africa. But in this area, it's not so much happening at this moment. It is very short flight, so we will be approaching Cairo in about 25 minutes. 20 minutes, I would say. Yeah, actually the south of Egypt here, it's more preserved than Cairo. You will see when we're getting closer to Cairo, it's even worse. You're not gonna see anything green at all. It's gone. So you see the buildings are coming, even here you can see it. You see the buildings where the people are building, because these are satellite image from the real Google Earth, right? So you see the people are just decided to build right here. Like this guy or this family or whatever decided to build just right here. And look at this big building there. Now we are getting closer to a bigger city, right? You see? So the green is becoming less and less. Like this one, it is actually sad to see it. Look. Like back in the day, everything was green until here, I would say, until here. That was Greenland. Like farming, agriculture and stuff. Now it's gone. Yes, exactly. It is. That's a problem, and that's the biggest. I would say that's the biggest problem for Egypt. Is what I'm talking about right now. The population, but we're talking about 100 millions now, right? Right, people living in Egypt, and if they were spread across the country, it wouldn't have been a big problem. But all of them are concentrated in this area, as you see. Across the Nile, and they are taking away the farmland, which means less agriculture, less food. But really, I hope that the government would be a little bit more you know, we can actually keep it at this altitude. We don't need to increase. We are on VATSIM, but nobody's flying, so it's not really dangerous, and we have plenty of fuel. Can you imagine 1 million kilometers of desert just like that? So this is where we're flying from Luxor, and we're going to Cairo. Cairo is here. It's in this is the Nile. And the Nile splits in two, right and left. And here is Alexandria, and this is the Mediterranean. And yeah, this is Europe. Starts from Greece and Italy. So everything you see, it's a big until here, until Israel here, right? So this part of Egypt, of course, this is the Asian part because it has an Asian part, and everything is Africa except this part here. So everything is complete desert. Almost complete desert, except what I showed you on the sides of the Nile. These cities, Luxor, Asyut, and Minya, until you get to Alexandria. Should we climb? Yeah, okay. It's not much to see, it's just desert. Because at this altitude we're actually burning a lot of more fuel than I'm supposed to.
Passing through 10,000 feet. So now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful places in the world, ETZ. I'm going to check the weather.
Turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected circumstances.
It's always good weather in Cairo, actually. I just saw I dropped landing gear by mistake. So weather in Cairo is 27 degrees. We've got a little bit of it much. Yeah, as I said, always weather is good in Cairo. They're lucky with the weather over there, except in the summer. In the summer, so it's very hot. Like right now, 27 degrees. That's hot for me, really. Even I was born in Cairo, but I've been living so long in Norway, right? So my body has been adapted to the Norwegian weather, right? Especially in this part of the world in Scandinavia here, where I think above 25, then I start to struggle. I'm not kidding. And the direct sun, I can't cope with the sun. And it was one of the reasons actually I moved from Cairo, or from Egypt in general, is the weather. Yeah. But from January, I would say from November actually. Now the 27, probably in a couple of weeks it will drop to 25, 22. Then it will go down until probably 15 degrees, which is perfect for me or for us here in Norway. So it is perfect. But for them, of course, it's very cold. So it depends which part of the world you're coming from, and your body will adapt. That's all. So 27 for me is too hot, or starting to get a little bit hot for me. And actually I can confirm that the climate change is actually real, because when I left Egypt a long time ago, the highest temperature I ever experienced, it was 38, I think, 37, 38, even less. That's absolute the highest at this time. We're talking about 20 years ago, right? So in 20 years, now the Egyptians are experiencing something around 40 sometimes. Which actually, because I didn't believe in the climate change before, but when the years are passing and I see where I was born, right, and lived half of my life, and then I see that actually the climate has been changing. And even in the coldest I've ever experienced in Egypt, it was, I don't know, like 17 back in the day, 17, 18. Now they're talking about 15, maybe 12 sometimes, which is, so it gets very hot in the summer and it's very cold for them in the winter. So the climate is actually changing. 38 degrees. Oh my God, easy. It's too much for me. Nice, she's climbing. There you can see the Nile from here. He's the longest in the world, actually. Yeah, Krozu, I was just talking about the climate change. And right now in Cairo it is 25, which is perfect for a lot of people. Like ADZ here, he's from Australia. And for him 25 is perfect for him. So it depends really where you're living and what you're used to. But in general, I'm talking about like in aviation, I've never landed in Cairo, not talking about my experience, never landed in Cairo with strong wind or storm. Of course they get storm from time to time, but it's very minimal. Yeah, and even the rain. I remember, like, when it rains in Cairo, oh man, it's a big deal. I'm not kidding. Like, some people might not go to school. I remember when I was young. Okay, it's raining a lot now, so I'm not going to school today. Woohoo! Right? Where I live now, so if it's not raining, that's the exception, because the norm here is the rain. It's raining all the time. So the world really is beautiful, when you think about it. Yes, it's true. It's true. I remember when I was young, if it's raining a lot, and remember, some of the areas that will become muddy, right? So it's like we're struggling with the snow here. They would struggle in some areas with the mud, driving in the mud in Egypt, not in Cairo itself. In some places in Cairo might get muddy as well, small places, definitely. But but rain is a big deal. Wow, we got rain. So I remember you would see the people running in the streets because it's raining, escaping from the rain. And you would use an umbrella in Egypt for the sun, while here we're using the umbrella for the rain. See? Yes, it is. It is. And with all the negativity I'm giving Microsoft Flight Simulator or ASUS Planet, yeah. But you gotta say it is breathtaking. It is breathtaking. How they got the satellite images and how the whole planet is rendering it, just such a beautiful job. I don't know if you can take it and make it to 30,000. Let's try before the top will descend. Yeah, I think we will be. I think we can go all the way to 320. Right, there we go. Should be fine. Yes, so in Cairo, we're gonna start the descent soon here. Yes, of course, of course. So, I believe we're landing in 5 center. They want us to land in 05 right, which I'm not going to do. I'm landing in 05 center because it's the closest, because Cairo airport is really big. Like annoyingly big. like you would, even in real, it is in real life as well, right? So you would taxi from a runway to the gate, you can take half an hour. Which is so annoying. So we're taking 05 center. Yes. Arrival. There is no stars in Cairo. ILS 05 center, and we'll do the CBO 1. There we go. So you will see Cairo soon. You can see it from far away, especially in the night with all the lights and stuff. Right now you'll just see like strange color coming into the desert. really like the livery of this aircraft. The new one. This is the new one.
Flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We'll be reaching our cruising altitude soon. Everything's looking good up here in the cockpit. Please let your cabin crew know if there's anything that we can do to make this flight a little better for you.
So we are descending to 4,500. I know that, of course. We need to be at 4,500 at the VOR. How amazing is that? I remember a lot of, the restrictions in so many airports. Like Cairo, Oslo, many airports in Norway, of course. So I remember what altitude to be at which waypoint. Oh, thank you, ADZ. Yeah, that's my autopilot panel. That's the radio panel. These are for the light and the start-up and stop, but it's annoying to set up, because you have to change it from aircraft to an aircraft, right, from Airbus to Boeing. So I'm not really using it. This is a Bravo throttle quadrant, and I feel the most, my best friend here is of course this yoke, which is a Boeing yoke, which looks a lot like the Dreamliners yoke. Actually, I would say it is the most expensive piece of the whole thing is this one, but it deserves it. So guys, if you are wondering about buying the Thrustmaster Boeing, go for it. It's nothing like this one here. I've tried several, and nothing like this one in my experience. Actually, the only reason I bought this one, the Bravo here, is because it has the 4 engines, you see? Because now I can use it for the 747. So I have the 4 engines. Right now this one and this ones are not working, only the 2 in the middle, which I'm using for the Boeing and Airbus. Like any 2 engines aircraft, I'm using this 2. And when I'm switching to something like, the 747, so I have the profile for the 747. And I remember when I bought this one here and I started to fly with the 4 engines, it was actually difficult, it is a little bit difficult to get a hang of all 4 of them at the same time. But now it's not a big deal anymore, so now I can get 4 of them. The Concorde, of course, I use 4 of them. So, yeah. Yeah, it is nice. The Bravo is very nice. And the Bravo has its own autopilot control down here. So, in theory, you don't really need this panel. However, I prefer this panel because of the display. That's what I like. This one doesn't have the same display as this one. So the combination itself, it's just perfect for me. We're just missing the 4 TVs. That's what I'm missing. 2 in the front, 1 to the side, and 1 to the other side. So that's my next move. 4 55 inches TVs. Just gonna start the descent very soon. I know I promised some Egyptian people, especially on Facebook, about the startup procedure in Egyptian. Sorry, I haven't done it yet. I promise I will do it soon. Because several people, guys, just so you know, on YouTube, you know, I have family and friends, and because I'm streaming on Facebook as well, and several people have asked me about showing the startup procedure in Egyptian or in Arabic. And I said that I will do it, but I've never done it for the 737, which is descending. There is also a couple of items, guys, you might not see it, but I have the rudder pedals down here, and one important thing I have, which is a big subwoofer somewhere down there, which is giving me the feeling of the engine. So when the engine is spooling up, so you can feel the vibration in the whole in the whole house, really. Yeah, even without listening to the sound of the engine, I can feel when it's pulling up or pulling down. You know what I mean? Because of the vibration. So, yeah. Yeah, but it's not very cool for the neighbor. Of course, I don't put it in full. So I have it in low just to have a little bit of a feel. Because if I increase the volume, then yeah, my neighbor is not going to have a good day. I don't remember ATZ, you were with us when I was playing Farming Simulator, and I had this big American truck, and it was too loud, and that was a problem actually, because the damn truck was so loud, even with low volume, so I felt like the walls around me here. I'm not kidding. It was just like vibrating everywhere. That's why I had to get rid of this truck. Of course, I can play with the settings. I can play with the setting and decrease the bass, right? But it's not going to be fun. I'm not going to every single game. I'm just not going to play around with the bass. And now I put it where I want it to be. If you know what I mean. Because the most important thing for me actually is the engines of an aircraft. And that's also what you see. It's explaining when I've been saying on Elite Dangerous why I'm struggling with the space, because literally I don't have space. I don't know if you can see, but I have the Logitech steering wheel here, which I use for the truck and buses and stuff like that. So it is on the left side of this disc. This one, it looks a little bit compact and small, but it is really big. So I don't have space anymore to have some gear for Elite Dangerous. So I really want to buy something for Elite Dangerous. Yeah, forgot to show you. This is the Airbus. It's beautiful. This is for the Airbus. I have it on my left side. Just on a chair, and I'm gonna show you the one I'm using for Elite Dangerous. So this is the one I'm using for Elite Dangerous. So I'm using this one with the keyboard. Can you imagine how difficult it is to control the thrust with in Elite Dangerous? It is really difficult to have my fingers all over the place. That's why when you people when you guys tell me to bind some keys, I tell you I don't have enough fingers, because literally I don't know what to do. So my dream is to have some piece of hardware for Elite Dangerous, but really I don't know where to put it anymore. I have the steering wheel. It's here. You can't see it, but it's just next to this yoke here. It's right here. I really want something like the X52 or something, but really I'm out of ideas. Even sometimes some friends would visit just to tell them, come here, sit with me, let's have a drink and think together, what can I do in this room to have more space. But for you, yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. Steering wheel is a very good investment because you can use it with everything, from Need for Speed to Fonza to Farming Simulator if you're into that, to bus, trucks. So absolutely good idea. We're approaching Cairo, the outer skirt of Cairo. Just 10,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the default sign is now turned on, so it's time for return to the future fasten yourself. We have begun our final
So the desert
descent
ends
to
here.
your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also
Hey,
store any
Maxell.
carry-on
Good
items
day.
either in the back pocket or under the seat cushion.
Any ideas? I want just any ideas. I don't have, as you see, I don't have space anymore. I was just talking with ADZ here about the space problem. How are you doing today, Maxell? And guys, by the way, I posted on Discord, if you saw that. I am back on the top. I am the hero. With Lex, of course. He's number one. I will never beat him in this system. It's impossible. Okay, we need to help her a little bit here. And we need to set our... I forgot that this is not an Airbus. It is a Boeing. And when it's a Boeing, so you need to do some preparation. 109.9 set. 109.9 set. And we have a course of 044. Is set. George's site. My co-pilot, his name is George, but he's not here. I fired him, but I will get him back later. 4,500. Okay, that's good. She's on profile. Lights. Engines. Continuous. Auto brake 3. Landing. Doing flap 30, that will give us 140 knots of VREF. 140, good stuff. She's struggling a little bit again. About our minimums. 631. I don't remember if we'll see the pyramids from the, yes, yes, we can see the pyramids actually. It should be there. There's a pyramid. I don't know if you can see it down there. There they are. Actually, they look close. We have a lot, of course, as you see. One there, one there, one there. But the three big ones are the ones you saw. Let's manage the speed a little bit better. I understand the buildings looks shitty today. How can this be the highest ultra settings? I don't understand. Cairo traffic, EgyptAir 261, we're turning final to runway 06. Correction 05 center, Cairo traffic. Captured. I don't like how the buildings look. Cairo traffic, EgyptAir 261, established on ILS runway 05 center, Cairo traffic. flap 30. Cairo traffic, EgyptAir 261, we're clear to land runway 05 center, Cairo traffic. My aircraft. Slightly wind coming from the left.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Landing. Thank you. 80 knots, manual braking. Wow. Got a little bit tricky in the end with this wind coming from this direction.
11:51 a.m.
But
and it's
we did
currently
good.
about 27 degrees Celsius. So now you can local devices
Oh my god, again.
until the air traffic control stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
It was armed and it was not deployed.
And items can switch during the flight. Thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again.
Hello Nabil. Cairo traffic 05 center vacated. That was good, guys. Wasn't it? Right. Not much happening, so I'm not gonna announce anything. I don't see any traffic. I only see one guy standing. I have been standing at the gate for quite some time. Let's get the APU running. Thank you, Nabil. Thank you, ADZ. It took... I don't know if you noticed how I land the 737 was, even with the strong wind, I managed to get it around, if you know what I mean, with the movement of the yoke. And that's my big enemy when I'm flying an Airbus. If you translate the movement of this yoke to an Airbus, to the side stick, then you are doomed. So, yeah, but I'm quite happy with this one. It was not bad. I never ever liked the color on the buildings, the terminal buildings. This one. Okay, our friend is moving, so I'm gonna be careful with him. I don't even remember where he was. Cairo traffic, you might have some turbulence, just so you know, if you are flying rail weather.
Yes, thank you.
It was a little bit bumpy at the end. Even the report is not showing so much wind, but even the aircraft measured much more. Look at this one. Where do you think you're going? What a stupid guy. And he just stopped. Here's our friend over there. So, should we take the bird to Alexandria or Sharm el-Sheikh? Oh, it's not this one. This one. This is a guy, the marshal. Thank you. APU.
Traffic 5 crossing runway 05 Central.
Thank you.
The boarding requested.
No.
Passengers, the boarding started.
Landing was good. 212 feet per minute. That's good. I'll take it. I'm gonna show you guys because lately, so lately I've been doing some good landings for some reason. Look here. These are my last 1, 2, 3, 4 landings. I've got the A320neo, the A321, the A320 neo, and the 737. All green, good landings. After a catastrophic period, this period was just annoying. Everything was red. So I'm back on track again. Yeah. All right, Maxwell. So yeah, the next one with EgyptAir is actually a very long flight. It's about 4 hours. So I'm not going to do that now. So I was thinking just to do a short one in Egypt as well. So I might go to Alexandria or Sharm el-Sheikh. Not sure. I was thinking about it. Yeah, I never managed to increase the screen resolution, Maxwell. You told me to go into the Windows settings. I did. And I didn't know. I didn't know how to do it. I mean, I didn't find any option to increase it more than what it is, which is 1080. No. So, should I just switch to Elite Dangerous? Okay, so you did something with Windows. So I don't know, should we take another flight in Egypt or switch to Elite Dangerous? What would you say, guys? Usually when I do a good landing, so I just have the feeling I want to keep flying. Alright. Switching to Elite Dangerous just to keep my position. Thank you guys for joining, it was fun. So I'll see you in Elite Dangerous soon. Bye bye.